5,000 square foot colonial with 4 or 5 bedrooms and 3 baths and a 2-car garage on 3 levels. They're going to want maybe 2,000 to 2,500 square feet, but they want the best of the best as far as finishes, amenities, interior look. They want top end appliances, that sort of thing. So that they're used to that. They did that in their previous home. They upgraded, and they don't want to trade down. Many baby boomers are looking at niche interests for their new lifestyle. They want to pursue hobbies with other like-minded boomers. For example, they might want to look for a community where there's musicians or artists or lifelong learners near a college campus. That's a popular retirement avenue to go down. And interestingly enough, 22% of baby boomer households are single people. And since they realize the need for socialization as they age, they're forming like mini communities based on long-standing friendships and shared interest. Co-housing is a big upcoming thing. Villages where people live in their own homes, but they share people who can come in and mow the lawn and do the nitty-gritty work for them. They pool their resources with others and create an extended family unit of sorts. That can be a personal chef, personal trainer, a masseuse, cleaning service, a maintenance person who can come and take care of a group of homes for them. They do like multi-generational communities, and they want to age in place in a familiar setting of their own home. They don't want to move, which means that they may have to make improvements to improve the safety and accessibility of their existing home. And that's something that I discussed in a different podcast, but it's very important to think about. Luxury on a small scale is important, and living on one level and contracting out the maintenance is important. So there are a lot of issues. Baby boomers are often going to be looking for the same kind of housing as millennials. They do want quality stuff, but the difference between a millennial budget and a baby boomer budget is the baby boomer most likely has sold their home, which is valued at a higher amount because they built equity over the years, whereas a millennial won't have a lot of money and has not built up equity, and so they don't have the flexibility to be able to pay cash for a property, whereas a baby boomer competing with a millennial for a property can pay cash for it. For example, you may be in a condo building that has all the upscale amenities, but a baby boomer coming in who's just sold their house can pay cash and settle quickly, and that may attract the seller of that property, whereas a millennial will have to get financing and may not have as much for the down payment. So it makes a difference, but there is the bull in the china shop effect where the baby boomers and the millennials kind of butt heads as they're out looking for property. And baby boomers really don't like cookie cutter type of communities where all the houses look alike per se. They're looking for something unusual and different and fun. And they may go for a townhouse with an elevator. They may go for another single family home, or they may go for a condominium. There's just different types of ways of solving their housing needs, and they may decide they want to rent for a while and not make any decision on buying. They want to travel some, and they don't want to be tied down to the maintenance that a house requires. And millennials want everything fixed up so they don't have to worry about maintenance issues popping up on them. And they also like to travel and spend time with their friends, and so they don't want to have to go home and clean out and drain the sink and do things like that somebody else should have done for them. So there are similarities and there are differences, and you might want to log on to Amazon. I wrote a book called Move or Improve, The Baby Boomer's Guide to Housing Options and How to Choose What's Right for You. And it includes many tips for choosing a new community as well as options for aging in place. And it was number 1 in 4 categories on Amazon in several countries. And I include advice on decluttering as well as choosing a mover and steps to take to help you decide whether you should age in place in your current home or move to a new location. And my previous podcasts, listen to them because I have interviews with experts on financing a new home, obtaining a reverse mortgage to help you in your current home, and many other timely topics. The information is on my Move or Improve with Debbie podcast, this one that you're listening to right now. And it's available on iTunes and iHeartRadio and other social media and several radio stations. And you can email me at moveorimprovewithdebbie@gmail.com. And future podcasts will include, each month I like to choose an area of the country that I think retirees might be interested in going to. For example, we've done New Mexico. We've got one coming up in North Carolina. We just did one on Arizona. We've got Florida. We've got lots of different cities where you would want to consider moving. And I talked to people who've actually moved to that location, and they have lots to say about what the taxes are, cost of living, style of housing, what the amenities are, not only in the community and the area, but also, what the restaurants are, places to see while you're out there. So you get a flavor for living there before you actually go, because one of the things I find is that people have to take a while to be able to make decisions. They have to visit several places. And one of the things I do is help people consult. I consult with people to help them figure out what kind of lifestyle they're looking for and what kind of amenities they're looking for. Do they want the big city? Do they want the smaller town? Do they want to be near the beach? Do they want the mountains? All kinds of different issues come into play when they're trying to decide where to move, because it's not something that you just say, oh, let's do this, and you go. I mean, some people do. But for the most part, it takes time to do the evaluation, especially if it's a husband and wife who may not always agree on what they want. Husband may want to have his boat in the water, and the wife may want to live closer to the shopping or the city or the restaurants or whatever. So you have to really figure things out, and I do help people consult with them to help them decide what makes sense, and then we narrow it down. But the podcasts, it's once a month, and for now, and we talk about different places to move to, and you get a flavor for what's available, and then I put you in touch with someone in that area who can help you if you need more information. So for right now, you can contact me through moveorimprovewithdebbie@gmail.com, and I look forward to having you join me on the next podcast. Thanks for coming today.